I was wondering when my twin was going to come back into my dreams. So last night, okay. um, yeah. So God had me facilitate the opening of the Sirian porthole. Okay. Um, and this is how I know. And this was the last little bit before I woke up, so I know the angels wanted me to remember this part. And these were very visceral, very clear, very lucid. Well, I wouldn't say necessarily lucid means you're aware that you're dreaming. These were like kind of like an out of body experience. Okay, you don't realize you're dreaming. It's as if it's real. Okay. There's never a moment of, oh, I'm aware that I'm in a dream. That's a lucid dream. So when you're out having an out of body experience or you're astrally traveling, okay, which many of us do while we're sleeping, most of the time that's what we're doing when we're sleeping. And if you're a traveler, which we all have different aspects to different degrees what we're bringing to the table. So what I'm bringing to the table is I opened the Sirian portal. Well, not I, God had me do it. Because first, well, I know it's important because of when I have this deal with the angels. The important stuff you want me to remember, have it be the last flash right before I wake up, so I'll remember it. So I'm in front of this washing machine. It's a real quick blip. It's just like, there's like a washer dryer. There was like a young girl talking to me, and then I realized. And she seemed like young as in virginal, as in like, but as in ripe, as in the virgin, okay? You wouldn't say like, oh, a 9-year-old's a virgin, you know what I mean? So it was like around 14-ish, kind of like, I felt like the age of about like when I started, menstruating, okay? So around 13, okay? I think I was 14, so... But she felt like between 12 and 14, that age, okay? And I couldn't really see her, but it just... I remember she was just saying something, just innocent or whatever it was. I don't remember, but I just remembered that presence there. And I looked directly in front of me, and it's one of those front-loading washers, that has like a... And I noticed there's a dog in there, a white dog, like a Labrador Retriever, not a yellow lab, white, like a white piece of paper, okay? And not those yellow legal tabs. I'm talking white, okay? So, and I noticed there's like a blanket or clothes or something in there, and it's full of water, okay? And I see the dog's face, big white dog face, okay? And I noticed that the clothing has like some blue and white like mixed in there, maybe a couple dots of red or something, sort of like that rope on the rose. And I just realized when I was in the crystal shop, I realized this morning before I started making this video, when I actually before I got out of bed, I was thinking about the crystal shop, and I said rhombus, and of all of them, of course, I said the rose, the rhombus one, and I didn't even think about that until this morning, that's the one I mumbled to myself. So anyway, okay. So I open up the, so it's just like a porthole, okay, whether it's a ship, like in a boat, okay, the water, the porthole, the womb, the canal, the opening of the water, or opening, just period, okay. So I just open it, and he just comes out, and I say he, but because I was really getting like an Archangel Michael kind of a feeling from it because of the colors on the blanket. Excuse me. And then that was it. It was just real quick. I just opened it and blam, boom, and it just came out, and there it was. Like it was just, okay, here I am, we're ready. And it was just standing still, not just focused, okay, ready for something, ready. So that 515, May 15th, all that stuff that was coming in, that's what God was preparing for us, is this opening of the Sirian portal, which he had me do um, last night apparently. So the culmination of this event of the Rosh Chodesh Sivan, culminated probably at whatever time they zapped that flash into my, you know, or whenever I experienced that in the astral with the dog, okay? And the dog star Sirian, okay? And that dragon was the one that came up, that dragon card with all the, okay. And they're white ovals, these ship, okay, so they're associated with this white, okay, and the dog, and so the white dog, that is a Sirian symbol. So if you're seeing white dogs, okay, not because you watched this video and then you got it stuck in your head, and no. But dogs come up probably, well, it depends on the context of the dream, but it's like when Michael is it's like protective, it's very high energy and protective, loyal, like that Michael energy, okay? So, and with that blue that keeps coming in, okay, he protects the rose, right? He protects that portal of the sun, and so this Sirian portal is now open. And I'm going to research further into that, because now that, I mean, that's, there's no denying. I knew instantly when he showed me that what it meant. I didn't even have to interpret it. The part about my twin, a little bit. So what I saw was kind of like I was hovering from above, like my higher self, okay, looking down. And it seemed like we were laying on the floor, but then it, like a bed on the floor or something, I don't know. Excuse me. So I was, it was kind of like a T-bar, like I was perpendicular to where he was, okay, we were making like a T shape. He was laying this way, and then I was coming in perpendicular, and so I could see his face, but only kind of like the side of mine, and I had my long brown hair, so I noticed that. I'm like, oh, my hair. And I mean, not like a big deal, but it's just, I noticed it. I noticed that detail, and we were just like kids on a bed, you know, playing cards and eating candy. It was kind of like that, and he was like looking at these cards. It was kind of like he was doing the like how Jews kiss the Torah. What, I don't know. He was like doing that, like kissing the. It was like he was almost as if he saw the readings of the cards that were coming up, and it made him really but also cards, what they represent: cards, chords, core, your heart, okay, card, charred chariot. Oh, and I saw this commercial. It's like one of those it's like a beer commercial, something, you know, like when I don't always blah blah blah, but when I do, it's Dos Equis. It was like something like that, like a Dos Equis commercial. It might have been a Dos Equis commercial. Double X, hello. But I noticed he's like in this brocade, like gold, whatever. When he turns out of the door and comes down the hallway, and like all this gold in the chariot, they make that little upright scooter thing into like a chariot. Okay, all gold and white. So chariot's been coming up. So chariot, chair. Okay, heart. Okay, so all this. So all the associations with the cards. And he was kissing me a lot, like on the forehead and the head. Because I remember at one point, he kind of faced me more like head to head, and was like giving me kisses on the head and on the forehead. And just happy, and he had those cards in his hand. There was like cards on the bed and in his hand. He was happy and smiling and kissing them and kissing me. And like I said, I saw that I had my long brown hair. It's pulled back in a ponytail on the bottom and the back of my head, and I was just like, oh, yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna think about that too much, but because I'm just ready to almost shave it off again, because it's just like, but less hair is falling out now, and it's getting better with the skin and everything every day. It's better and better. because my body's, just keeps pushing it all out till it's all the way out. All the die-off and mycoplasm and all that. So it loves the brain. So it's built up a lot over 12 years, a little bit more than that, I think, by now. From the beginning of when I had Morgellons. So it's a process, but I trust in it. I have full trust in God and faith in the process. The angels, they know what they're doing. I'm going to just look at my notes to make sure and just a note of the portal is birth, porthole, okay. Yeah. So this rebirth, okay, brand new, fresh, clean, pure, white dog, okay, loyal dog, God, white. It was like that woolly white too. It wasn't yeah, it had texture. Definitely had texture, wiry texture to it. So okay, yeah, that's it. Just wanted to share that. Love, peace, and blessings.